the qualities I would look for in a woman first is compatibility. There is nothing that is as hard as being with somebody who you're not compatible with. You want to do this the way you think, wewe vile unafikiria na mind yako hii kitu inafaa ifanyiwe hivi, and then they want this. I would want a smart one, because I believe I'm also very smart. I would never go back to either of the women that I have had before because of so many reasons, and I think I would have done things better if I had a dad figure. See, at naeka babangu like but he was not there. He was absent by circumstances due whatever happened between them and mom. So I do feel that if I had somebody mwenye alikuwa ananiambia, son, this is how you do things, this is how you get out of these situations, I think things would have been better, and I wouldn't have even made some of the mistake that I did. But don't you dare overlook red flags. Unaona, the moment you meet someone, that person you meet siku za kwanza, huyo like uto tu vitu utaona hapo, don't think they will change. That is just who they are. Hi guys, good morning. How are you? This is Muhia. I'm Kevin. Mlikuwa mnaniitaga huku Kevin, Muhia Maingi, whatever. But today it's me. I'm here. This channel is the channel that was previously called Muhia's Empire. Right now, it's Muhia Maingi Inspires, and I'm hoping that we will start a journey here that will take us somewhere. Because the channel now, we won't continue empiring. We won't continue empiring for now. But maybe we will empire again when we get another Muhia's Empire. But otherwise, the Muhia's Empire is still there. Just that the aspect of family won't be, online for now. So I thought, badala hii channel ilale, see, we can do something else hapa kwa hii channel. And I want this channel to be a place where somebody can come, and hear something that they can relate with, and then apply it in their day-to-day life, or in a situation that they are going through. So keep subscribing, keep watching, and I know that we are going somewhere. So today is a question and answer, and I know you guys, you have seen a lot in these social media spaces. A lot has been happening, and I've never been able to maybe shed some light, or to maybe even comment on some of the things that are going on. So I have my producer here, ndio wako backstage. She will yedo amesuggest nifanye hii video, and she has questions, so I will answer the questions to the best of my knowledge. So zilete.
Okay, hi Muhia.
Hi.
I have a few questions for you. Na swali ya kwanza ni, what do you believe were the core reasons your past marriages ended?
The core reasons were, how can I even describe it? I would say that each of my marriages, they came during the right time. That exact time I needed that exact partner. Each of my marriages. And what happens is that whenever somebody's purpose in your life ends, God has to remove them. So me, that is what I believe. Because the first one, when I was very young, that one I don't even call it a marriage per se, but we used to, but we are very, very young. So the moment I got out of that stage, the marriage had to end. As for the second one, I have not yet understood it, like bado sijaielewa, because I came from a prayer mountain and then it ended. Though there were some issues that, happened, which I would rather not discuss here on camera. But after I went for these prayers, it ended. So me, I believe it's God's plan. Not necessarily what I did to my partner, what they did to me, but I do feel that it's God's plan that every partner was sent at the right time for the right reasons. And when the right time, right reasons, God have to remove them, or God had to remove me from their lives. It may be the other way around. Yeah.
So the second question is, do you feel you've fully healed from your past relationship for now?
About healing, nobody can be able to know if they have healed. The people around you don't wanaweza kwambia, Muhia umeheal, Muhia una behave hivi. But as far as I'm concerned, my only worry would be if the things that happened, the breakups, are affecting my day-to-day activities, like for example kazi nini. But as far as I'm concerned, my job is doing just fine, everything about me is doing just fine. So I think we should focus more on is Muhia doing what he used to do, is Muhia pursuing his dreams how he used to be, rather than healing. Because my life goals, ama the person I want to become, and even the things I do are more important than focusing on that kapatia. Have you healed? I think I'm doing just fine because vitu zangu zinaendelea tu vizuri.
Okay.
Yeah.
The next question is, so maybe ilikuwa argument or
Yeah.
stuff or something that maybe you disagreed.
Uh-huh.
So do you feel that you played the role in this breakup?
Nobody, hakuna mtu anaweza simama hapa akuje kujipiga kifua hajakosea mahali. So whatever role I played, whatever role they played, things went haywire, tukakosana. And Kenya ili happen, ama Kenya alinifanyia na mi Kenya nilimfanyia, it's not subject to discussion in the media. But if I played a part, yes, I played. If she played a part, she played. What is there is that each of us played their part and things didn't work out. So see, blame game at you played a part, she played a part, we both played part, and it didn't work out, and of course we tried.
Okay.
Yeah.
What sometimes you wish you could have learned before, or at least breakup is happen? What's that one thing?
For me, people have never understood like me. I see people saying that he has 2 baby mamas. He has me. I missed out on a lot of very important lessons. Let me take you back through history. Me came back to Nairobi at 17. At 17, sikukuja kwa mtu. You saw my story in my channel, and everybody knows how I came to Nairobi. So huu ni kijana wa miaka 17. And mind you, nikikuja Nairobi at 17, my dad and mom had separated in 2012. So I came to Nairobi they had separated in 2011. I came to Nairobi in around 2015. You see, hizo ni miaka 3. Like from the time niligimara, I got circumcised, I have never had a dad figure in my life. Now I'm 17, I'm in Nairobi. I don't have a dad figure. I don't have anybody who can tell me, Muhia, do this. Muhia, fanya hivi. This is how you maneuver through life situations. So I had me and myself to like do everything. Like if I want to consort, sina mtu. You also know the job I was doing. So like huna mtu unaweza consort. So me, I used to just do things. I thought it is good to marry at 21 years. I thought it's good, most of the things that I did in my period between the time I'm 20 and 29 were completely voluntary. Like I would make decisions on my own. So back to your question now, like things I wish I knew. Of course, now I know a lot, but through experience, see through kuambiwa. So most of the mistakes I have done, yes, I have done a lot of mistakes, and I won't call them mistakes per se, because kupata watoto sio mistakes. Watu wako na watoto huku nje and they are not even taking care of their kids. Me, I take care of my kids. And having 2 kids at 29, our parents had 4 kids at 29. So that is not something to be ashamed of or even to worry about. The issue of baby mamas, my marriage is not the first one to break up. Watu wamekuwa wakikosana. Just that I'm on social media, do inaonekana. But what I would say is that I missed out on a lot of lessons. And I think I would have done things better if I had a dad figure. See, atinaweka babangu but he was not there. He was absent by circumstances due whatever happened between them and mom. So I do feel that if I had somebody mwenye alikuwa ananiambia, son, this is how you do things, this is how you get out of these situations, I think things would have been better, and I wouldn't have even made some of the mistakes that I did.
Okay.
Yeah.
The next question, how have those relationships shaped your emotional maturity or resilience?
Those relationships it's emotional terror, emotional damage. Especially the first one. The first one completely broke me. It broke me kabisa. I do feel that some of the things that happened in the first relationship, they creep to sahi. Even now that I've been to another one, and even now. Kuna time nilikuwa naangalia nasema nili heal, but nikiangalia tu vitu twingine unaona uja heal. You know how kama uja heal? Healing si feeling pain. Healing is the behaviors you develop after trauma. Most of the people after being hurt, they develop this mechanism. kuna watu who develop defense mechanism. So me, I developed a mechanism ya anything that bothers me, kitu yote inanisumbua, I drop it, naiachilia. So I'm not saying that my past relationship sigas of, because of course we tried, but ni develop some mechanism that anything, mimi kitu yote inanisumbua, mimi sipendi, sitajistress. Kila kitu everything, hata unajua even here at work, kitu kinisumbua tu kidogo hivi, even if it's an opportunity, I'll drop it because I developed this mechanism. So I'd say that those relationships and even my childhood traumas nizieke pamoja, even being exposed to a lot when very young, they shaped me to this person who is very resilient emotionally. You see this mechanism I can drop anything. Ako ka mechanism pia positively kananisaidia not to hold on to things. Me, I'll be hurt today, jioni I'm back to work. You saw the other day there was a person who used to work with, he was all over social media. I got emotional for one day, the next thing I'm back to work. So I do feel that it has also helped mimi kumature more than my age. So some things don't really bother me, that mtu atakwambia now this opportunity is gone, I'll be like, oh, imeisha, all right, let's move on to the next. Yeah, so there's a lot.
Okay. What was the hardest lesson you had to learn from both experiences?
The hardest lesson?
Yeah.
The hardest lesson. Hey, sasa hardest lesson ni gani? You know, I have learned a lot. The hardest would be that you are not always right. You will never always be right. And you will never be good. You can be good, but there is that one person you will never be. In their eyes, you're not good. Kuna tutu watakuwa nakwambia, Muhia, we love how you're hardworking. We love how you, but kuna tu mtu. You will never be good to everyone. Kuna tu mtu mahali anasema, huyo chanene, huyo atajui. You see? So I have learned that you will never be good to everyone, and also I have learned that you will never be always right. Unaweza jambia hapa niko right, but upate you're not right.
Okay, you know, there is that one thing unajiambianga, maybe back then ulikuwa unafikiria maybe successful relationship lazima iende hivi na hivi na hivi. Does that thing change your mind to date?
I have not got your question well.
Okay. You know, kuna vile maybe by past ulikuwa una expect this will last for the future, but now imeenda me broke up. Does that feeling ama that thought you had before venturing into a new relationship still exist?
You know, the thought will be there. And for a situation like mine, me right now, I'm afraid even to get to another one. Because now I'm at a point where, yes, whatever happened. I won't say anybody was good ama walikuwa wabaya. But naka hivi najiuliza, could it be something else? Could it be spiritual battles? Could it be vitu za home? So despite that whatever happened, and that kafia maybe carrying on to the next one that nitaingia alafu vitu ziharibike, I also want to like dig like very deep even on my parents' side to know if there's something that might not be right. Because you know, my first marriage ended when my daughter was 2. The moment my son is approaching 2, the second one ended. So I'm seeing a pattern, which I won't see in camera, but I can see a certain pattern which I don't like, and I think I should like dig more deeper before I even get to another one. And once I deal with that pattern is how I'll be able to overcome this fear of I'll get to another person and they leave. Yeah.
Out of the fear that you have, do you still believe in the institution of marriage?
I do.
For now?
Of course I do.
Okay.
Yes, marriages have been working. Na hazikuwa give watu ufikiria. You know, the marriages that are working hizo unapataga wanakosana. Yeah, marriages do work, but if you just have to not be selfish. Sometimes you keep your demands kando and then you focus on the bigger picture.
trust is a bit tricky, trusting someone again in a
Yeah.
relationship. But how do you approach trust after being through these two different relationship and you ended up breaking up?
Right now I'm super sensitive. Like the smallest thing like trust ikibrekiwa kidogo, like the smallest red flag, nakimbia, I'll run. The smallest red flag hivi, I'll just run. Yeah.
What if
You know, it's been 4 months since the other one, and I have met a few people, not dating per se, but I've met quite people wenye wako na potential, but out of those people, hadi unajiuliza kwani kitambo lilikuwa naingia, like the smallest red flag, I'll be running. I think it would be so hard for me even to find a partner now. Do the smallest red flag, nakimbia. The smallest red flag, nakimbia. So trust. Hiyo ni kitu niko I'm super sensitive.
So the next question is, how do you ensure past experiences don't create wall in the future?
By becoming a better person. Okay, I work on myself. Unajua naweza angalia nione hapa nilikosea hivi. Like for instance, I work on my anger issues.
Back to the question, what qualities do you consider in a life partner?
The qualities I would consider. First things first, you know, a good wife comes from who?
God.
She comes from God. So in as much as I'm looking at the qualities, the first thing would be for me to pray to be given that good wife for me. But away from that, I would look for the qualities I would look for in a woman. First is compatibility. There is nothing that is as hard as being with somebody who you're not compatible with. You want to do this the way you think, wewe vile unafikiria na mind yako, hiki tunafaa ifanyiwe hivi, and then they want this. You want a partner who you can go on road trips, but while they want to stay at home. You want a partner you want to go maybe swim, but maybe like for the past one, it was so hard because me, I'm this jovial person. Like, you know, even the choice of music, I want to listen to this, they want to listen to this. I want us to go out in this place, they want to go to this place. My internet interests, like I'll be on Instagram and I want to forward something to them, but you forward, they can't catch a glimpse of it. Like they can't understand what you're trying to. So me, like after praying to God to give me the perfect person, like compatibility, like mtu tuko na same interests na mtu hata tuna view things the same. Juu we hapo inakuanga ngumu. You will always clash with ideas. You want to go to vacation in this place, they want to go to this other place. Like it's hard. So compatibility kwanza before anything else. And then I would want a smart woman. I would want a smart one because I believe I'm also very smart. So ideologies, like my ideologies, I want somebody we can match even in ideologies. Juu uwezi pata, unaona ile realm yenye unachezea, ukikuwa na mtu hayuko hiyo realm, hamtakuwa mnashikana. So I would love a smart woman here. I'm not saying that there is any woman who is not smart, but smart to my level. Sisemi I'm very smart, but mtu tuko at least at par. Like we can reason the same, we can explore even investment ideas at the same level. Yeah.
The next question is, now you're co-parenting with two partners.
Yeah.
How is it for someone like you? You are young.
It's very easy. You know, for me, like the second one, it's not the first time. And me, I've dealt with a lot of things, like a lot of traumas. So for me, co-parenting is very easy. My kid needs this. I get it. If I'm not able at that time, I say I'll get it at this time. And then when that time comes, I give it. Like co-parenting is very easy. Your kid needs this, or even your ex. Sometimes they will find themselves in a fix. And then you will have to build them out of the fix. But you don't, mtu endagi akisema. Unaona? So it's easy and for you to be able to kufanya kitu ya co-parenting rahisi ni unatoa thoughts, because if you start thinking that there is somebody else who should be doing that, hautaweza kuifanya. Unaondoa emotions. Co-parenting huwezi fanya na emotions weka kando kabisa. Juu utafikiria, man, I'm paying rent for this person and maybe they bring another person there. So you have to remove emotions and put the interest of the kid kwanza. Hiyo nyumba kama inakuja mtu ama haikuji, nani analala huko? Mtoto wako. So focus on the kid. Mama ya mtoto, achana mama ya mtoto, kuna life yake.
Hapo kwa mama ya mtoto, now that you are a public figure, you are a well-known person in Murima. So kuna hii swali, social media kuna pressure. You know, sometimes mtu anakuja anakuambia hivi, mwingine hivi. How do you handle that pressure?
Me, I don't care about social media because of those people who come to advise. You know, the saddest thing with social media is once you become a public figure, even fools have an opinion over your life. They don't even know you. Mimi hao watu who come to advise you, they don't even know anything about you. So the pressure is theirs. Sisi, we moved on kitambo, not like move on and have another person per se, but the situation, we are no longer there. But you find that you make a post and then they are all over there saying ati ujahil bado. Sometimes some of the people, you even check their profile, unaona. Me, I only take criticism from people who can advise me. If you cannot advise me, criticism yako siwezi ichukulia serious. So for me to accept your criticism, you have lazima ukuwe level fulani. Wewe ni mtu unaweza nikalisha chini uniambie Muhia, hapo unafaa kufanya hivi. But if you cannot advise me, I can't see you as mtu unaweza ni advise. Siwezi chukua criticism yako serious. So the pressure, it's good. Wao ndo wako nayo, mimi sina.
Acha niulize ingine, it's a bit personal. Umetuambia that when growing up hukupata ile father figure. Do you think it has contributed to your situation at the moment?
Yes, a lot. Everything about me. First thing, imenishape to become a good man. Imenishape the positive. But on the flip side, tear apart sana. And that is why you heard my story that I was struggling to be in my daughter's life. Like I would force myself, leave alone they come running. The first time I would really struggle to be in my daughter's life. Right now I want so hard to be in my son's life because I know that feeling of not having a dad figure. It messes you up kabisa. You find that you have daddy issues even now. You find yourself like consulting from a lot of people because kuna hii kitu ulikosa. Unaona ukianza kuconsultiki ukiwa mdogo, juhuna dad wa kuuliza. So you consult from every Tom, Dick and Harry. You find my age, before you do something you have to call this. Like before you get to that point of making a concrete decision on your own, you've consulted with like 10 people and see wote wanakutakia, unaona. But if you had a father figure from pale, at least ungekuwa shaped. So it has contributed a lot, but yote ni ya Mungu.
Okay, no, you are a divorcee. Tuseme hivyo. How are you dealing with the situation at this young age?
I'm not a divorcee. I don't have a marriage certificate, neither a divorce certificate.
Okay. Tutaita situationship ama?
Situationship? Okay, wacha tuita divorcee per se. But a divorcee at 29.
At 29?
What's your question?
You're very young. So how are you dealing with the situation at your young age?
See, I'm focusing on the positives. I'm focusing in the fact that I have kids. And iko tu sawa. Unajua kama ni God's plan, hata nishinde hapo nikilia gitatagia gai, nitakuwa nafanya tu kazi ya bure. So kama ni God's plan, so be it. If see God's plan, si tunaomba. Maybe God can bring restoration. Though me, I don't want to get back with either of my past relationships. But if it's God's plan, He will make sure that I deal with the situation well, and of course He won't let me get to this situation again.
Okay, yeah. Given a chance, can you go back to your ex?
No, never.
Why?
None.
Hakuna mtu mwenye unasemanga this was a bit alikuwa mzuri but things didn't work
Walikuwa
out.
zuri but not for me. So I would never go back to either of the women that I have had before because of so many reasons. Right now, I'm at another realm. Yenye, unajua kuna watu husema ati when a man akipata tu kitu kidogo, ati akipata tu pesa kidogo, they change their woman. Not like that. But I feel mimi place yenye niko, none of my previous partners suit me because of so many reasons. I got saved.
Yeah.
That is one of the reasons. Another reason is that I have come to self-realization of who I am and the things I want. So most of my past relationships hazikuwa kwa misingi ya yule mtu mwenye niko sahi because I'm a totally different person. I view things differently. I am closer to God. So I don't feel any of my past relationship fits who I am now. So I think it would be better off if I get somebody mwenye tunarai na mtu mwenye niko sahi. Yeah, rather than going back.
Do you think it was a mistake?
It wasn't a mistake. See, it's God who brought them. God wanted them in my life. Ama God took me to them. So hapa inaweza kwa God alinituma kwao wa learn lesson. Ama aliwatuma kwangu ni learn lesson. So it was all God's plan. Nothing happens. There is no coincidence. The Bible tells us that when we were born, I knew you before you were even conceived. He knew I would meet two partners by the time I'm 29. I'll have kids. No mistakes. Just picking the lessons and moving on with life.
Do you regret
What?
about the first relationship, the second relationship? Kuna kitu una regret ulifanya?
Nothing to regret.
Okay.
Yeah.
What boundaries or standard have you set for yourself in future relationship?
My future relationships with the person who will come.
God sent. Umetuambia ni God sent.
So boundaries, of course, they will be there, but it will also depend with that person. You will find a very emotional person. God anaweza kutumia mtu very emotional. So you will know exactly where to set your boundaries. God can send you an open person who do exactly where to send. God can send you mtu naambia vitu and then they go all over. Na ni Mungu amemtuma, they go all over saying. So you know where to set your boundaries, even your secrets. So it will depend with the person that I will meet.
So are you willing to date someone who is on the limelight ama mtu hajulikani sana?
Mtu hajulikani.
Why?
My next relationship will be very private. Yeah, just some appearances here and there. Yeah.
What would you no longer willing to compromise on a relationship?
Respect. A woman who cannot respect you, XXX. They would rather be anything else but respect me.
Okay, the
I'd
last
rather date a housewife who respects me.
a housewife.
Yeah.
Wasiwe wale wa you must bring something on the table.
Peace, respect. Maybe I can work hard for my family. Yeah.
The last question is, what advice would you give someone entering in a serious relationship?
Don't overlook red flags. Put yourself first. As long as you put your partner first. But don't you dare overlook red flags. Unaona, the moment you meet someone, that person you meet siku za kwanza, huyo, like uto tu vitu utaona hapo, don't think they will change. That is just who they are. And also, if you're considering breaking up with someone, don't look at like hizo vitu mmefanyana. Look at their character. A person cannot change their character. They are born like that. For instance, me uko na temper. Though I'm working on it. The only thing I can do is work on it. But si ishe. So vitu kama character ya mtu, hizo ndo zinafaa zikuambie, will I be in this relationship or not? Because character ni vitu kama like mtu disrespectful. Hiyo ni character yake. You cannot change them. But mtu ati anapenda kuenda out, hiyo ni kitu ame pick up vile ame grow. But for character, that is something that you should really look at, because it will tell you this person. Na ujue marriage si kitu unaingia leo utoke kesho. It's for the rest of your life. So don't compromise on character. Red flags, na zile siku za kwanza, that is when you get to learn a person. Also for men, let me advise you, the way you treat your woman zile siku za kwanza, ukichange kidogo, they will run. So the way you set the pace pale mwanzo, I would rather hata you pretend huna, because the way you set the pace pale mwanzo, the moment umechange kidogo, ati wewe unakujaga home saa moja siku za kwanza, unakujaga saa moja and then all of a sudden umechelewa, umekuja saa 6, it will create problem. So the way you set the pace pale mwanzo, maintain. So don't set a pace that you won't be able to maintain, because women are they're very fragile. The way you set the pace, atakuchukua uko hivyo. The moment you start changing kidogo, atadhani umeacha kumpenda, and then they'll see that you're changing. So set the pace that you will be able to maintain.
Mmemaliza maswali.
Tumemaliza. So guys, ask the questions. But I have a lot that, not about myself, but judging by my past experiences, there's a lot that I can be able to disseminate here and help people. So bring them questions. Zileteni itawajibu. But for personal questions, hizo kuna zingine sitajibu. And of course, if I have made you feel bad by this interaction with my producer, I apologize. Nawapenda sana. Have a good day.